All right, everyone, Supreme Kami here. So the update is finished. It's been like at least 10 plus hours. So let's kind of talk about what is, in terms of update, like why did they even bother doing like, supposedly, like I mentioned, in terms of, today's update whatsoever, they should have been, dropping some new content whatsoever, but they never dropped any newsletter talking about any, new items, new event, new functions, none of that. So what they did, they actually kind of brand this update as like kind of like a bug fix kind of issue. So maintenance complete. So in terms of this maintenance over here, we have gifted a 200 hardships as a compensation for the long maintenance, or they said a cooperation during the maintenance. In terms of the issues fixed detail here, so there's not even that much. So there's the fix on the Gundam Ashima body, which is like, okay, I don't know why they would need that long to push out this type of specific update whatsoever. And then some other changes that they have. There's actually only two items. Sorry. Oh, I thought there was more. So in terms of the other one, this is crafting the latest gear. I believe this is either the right or left leg. I can't really tell from the actual diagram. I still get them mixed up. So it's the latest gear that is like I'm just gonna call it the attribute gear. So originally the problem was if you want to, let's say, craft specifically like a shot 4-star gear. I believe it doesn't really matter what attribute you're looking at. It will actually, once you finish crafting, it will actually change into melee gear instead. So that was something that I have experienced with myself twice in a row already. I was crafting, I believe, like a shot versus P attribute, or a speed versus power attribute 4-star shot gear, and I happened to get that version, but the melee aspect of it. I'm just like, oh, I mean, I don't want the melee version. Like, what are you doing? So like initially I did kind of send them like a trouble ticket, but it was just not resolved. So it's been, I want to say, it's been at least 2 months. I would give or take at least 2 months already. So that is finally done. So in terms of those who have crafted the intended gear, they will be compensated with the supposed one. So that's kind of good. So in a sense that in terms of the melee version, I don't know if it would still be under my box, for example. But for those who have crafted, for example, you guys are, me included, we are getting a double up on that. So that's actually quite good. But other than that, that is pretty much it. So let's kind of go over some of the other stuff. So more powerful alteration. So we have the T attribute Destiny Gundam. So that is confirmed to be big scale. So I'm seeing a lot of kind of craziness in terms of this Gundam, or this Destiny Gundam. So I'll be doing a kind of like alteration review, and then kind of doing my side summoning. I don't like, even now just looking at this Destiny for like a few hours now, I really don't see myself like pulling too much on it. So like I said again, I'm probably not really gonna go do any like major summoning. I'm still gonna do some summoning with you guys, just maybe like 5 multi summon whatsoever. Not enough for me to do like a full committed summoning video and all that. So kind of keep that in mind. I'm probably won't until they drop like completely brand new, and then all right, I gotta go for it. So as of right now, we're just gonna be doing some side summoning as I'm doing some alteration review for the parts. So in terms of the GPO one, there's actually quite a big changes in terms of the backpack EX gun. That is actually great. They turned this one into a kind of like a cutscene counter, like you can counter bindable EXQ. So that is the first. So this one, being a Wolfer, having that as an option, definitely fantastic. So those who are not able to get the limited portion, or like the limited part that has the counter mechanics, you guys can definitely take advantage of the GP1 backpack and just kind of use it to get a feel of it. In terms of the overall power wise, distribution, what kind of effects we're getting alongside with that, I think it was fairly decent as well. So I'll definitely be doing like a review for the welfare GPO one sometime soon this week. Battle circuit, they have updated it. So this time around we are going to be doing the 31st battle circuit. So this time around it is going to be specifically, what is this one supposed to be? It's not stating it here, so I don't know. We'll definitely figure it out eventually. So they have added some June sales right here. So yeah, that's some per usual stuff. And then in terms of the banner, this is what we're looking at. So this one, like I stated again, it is going to be big scale, and these are going to be some of the standard palette as well. So that is pretty much it. And oh yeah, they updated this one. So in terms of this overall update, the overall takeaway for this, kind of like maintenance you can kind of add alongside, they have finally updated the L badges exchange shop. So I think a lot of people, I don't know if this is like enough to call it like a massive W, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will definitely be happy, like for those who have been saving up their L badges exchange ticket for example, for like the longest, man, like for the longest we were just not able to get some of the new ones. So finally they have updated somewhere alongside, I believe, the SWB full armor unicorn. So that is definitely great. So in terms of actually getting the L badges, it's not giving for free. They are occasionally doing some campaigns whatsoever. So right now I don't know if the campaigns still live or whatsoever, but I kind of like made like a YouTube post like a few days ago talking about, if you guys go over to the Japanese Twitter of the Gundam Breaker Mobile, they are doing like a kind of like a retweet kind of campaign-ish. So for every 500 retweet, we'll be, I believe we are getting 1 or 5 of the L badges. So that's kind of great. It's not something you can buy with power chips. It's not something you can exchange for example. It is simply through campaign at this point in time. I believe this is like probably the 3rd time occurring within like I want to say give or take 4-month period. I believe back in the spring we had like a spring campaign. I think that was like, I want to call that tie into like maybe the Golden Week. I think maybe late April to like early May, we had like a campaign where I believe if you just do like 5 of the 3 daily summoning, you were able to get 5 of those L badges as well. So so there's abundance of way you can actually get it through campaigns. So if you guys do miss out on those, I don't know what to tell you guys. Simply just gotta keep I would say kind of alert, kind of keep informed when they have those kind of events or those campaign out. I did retweet this one, so not retweet it, but did post it on YouTube post section. So hopefully you guys will see it and then have done your retweet to help out everyone, right? So that's I guess we're just gonna go quickly to the usual. I didn't even like look at this with you guys, so gonna take a look at the Destiny. So in terms of the overall parts, we are looking at 8 parts. So I don't remember if the original Destiny have the archetype here, so I'm just gonna quickly check. In terms of all the other part, I think they're actually pretty much the same. So gonna go over to the Gundam Seed Destiny, and then just gonna find so the other Destiny does have the archetype as well. So it looks like that they did not make any effort into bringing in like a new EXQ, not new EXQ, excuse me, not like a brand new part, because from what we have seen from the prior few big scale that they have been releasing, they tend to throw in like 1 or 2 new part whatsoever, but for whatever reason they did not. And then in terms of the overall EXQ, they have pretty much omitted the Palm Pharmacina, so that's like okay. Instead they added in like the offensive up Gamma, which is like I don't know if we really needed this one. So that's kind of unfortunate in a way. But in terms of overall, I'm just looking at the pure stat, this thing is broken. Like if you get a good sub slot for example, kind of keep that in mind. This is unable to kind of sub slot itself due to the fact that this one does have an EXQ on hand already. So the best thing you can do is sub slot something that has either a parable war tag like high mobility, or let's say for urban areas. So if I'm going to be doing some summoning later tonight with you guys, if I'm able to pull the arm, we are in good business, man. I definitely need the arm like 15,000 for melee attack, 10k for overall melee defense. Like we definitely need that. In terms of overall stat, didn't really do any additional comparison yet, but just look at a shield for example. We are rocking that 11k melee defense, so that is actually quite crazy. So definitely pretty good. Overall EXQ effects or the portrait effects could be better if they drop the enemy all power reduction with there. So they are adding that buff effects EXQ that trait, but it's not something that I will say is quote unquote good. So it's unfortunate, man, just how they designed it. So let's kind of go over to the exchange page and just kind of see what we have for this week's this 2 weeks period gunpla fragment, and then what are or multi-mission exchange unit. So starting up this one, in terms of the kind of like the arena, we have the tier and Towsy, and then Soma appears as the pilot. So I believe I did do an alteration review, or just like a review for this one, like a very long time ago. In terms of the format I'm doing it, I don't know, I don't recall if I did it like I did like the pre-alteration and post-alteration damage output testing for you guys. I'll definitely check. If I have not, I'll probably redo that one as well. In terms of the other one that we have gotten, we have Launcher Strike, Strike No More, and then Gundam Curious as the other three one over here. So okay, that's fairly good, I guess, in a way. So let's kind of look at the fragment real quick. So in terms of the fragment, for the limited suits, we are getting the turn A and then turn X, so that's quite the pair right there. And then some of the 4-star parts right there. So we have those as well, and then here are some of the 3-star or 4-star and 3-star palette as well. So all right, not bad overall. So I guess the next thing to kind of quickly go over, it's this one right here. So in terms of the L badges exchange ticket, is primarily going to be the same. The only thing that they have added is pretty much some of these over here, so you guys can see that they have literally added everything from like probably, I want to say, the past, what is it, probably the past year now. Yeah, yeah, pretty much the past year. So in terms of where we're up to, I believe we are up to here, right? Let's see, which one is this? What? Strike. Oh, what hold up. Oh yeah, they pretty much, yeah, we are literally up to date. So if you guys were able to do any single summon for the occasion, for example, and you were able to pull any of these parts, you guys are in good hands. You guys are going to be able to kind of alter a lot of these parts, so that's going to be good. I'm probably going to be doing like another review for these over here, like which one to kind of focus on if you guys do have these specific part. Primarily speaking, I'm probably just going to go over like the meta part, because like that's probably what people care about the most. I'm not going to go over any aesthetic part, because in terms of aesthetic part, or like part that looks good, that is dependent on your liking. For example, maybe I like this part but you don't like that part, so I'm purely gonna be going the meta part, like the part that is gonna allow you to hit hard, high stat whatsoever. Anything that is aesthetic, I'm not gonna touch that aspect of it, just because in terms of aesthetic, and then just the overall design, whatever you like is gonna be at your own personal taste. So that's that for the L badges. In terms of some other additional update, the biggest bumble I would have to say is the fact that they did not, like, look at that, they did not update this list at all. So we are still stuck. The latest one that we can get still is the Destiny Impulse, which is like, I don't know, man. That's kind of unfortunate. They could have capitalized and just added in maybe a few 7-star partner here. That would be great, but nope. They want to keep it the same as last year, so that's fairly unfortunate. So I guess the last thing to kind of go over is probably the event tab, and then that's gonna be pretty much it. There's not anything new content being added. For example, I guess the new content you can say is like, oh, those L badges being added. That's kind of crazy, right? Because like a lot of people are definitely waiting, trying to see if they can exchange for something, and lo and behold, they added something like that. So the welfare event, and then we have the crew limited time multi-mission here. So if you guys are not in a crew, definitely do join a crew in order to gain access to this tab right here, because I believe if you're not in a crew, you can't even access this page. So yeah, but with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of this overall update. Not really major. For example, I don't even know if I would call this like a massive update or massive W for the game overall. But just having those L badges being up to some of the latest 7-star unit, that is actually great. Just mean a lot of people will be able to benefit from that. So hopefully they can eventually add more ways to add more new reports into the poll, and then eventually add in more ways for us to get more L badges besides just those campaigns and all that. So with that being said, I will catch you guys later tonight with the Destiny Gundam Alteration review.